522, welcome to week one. The week one video may be a little bit longer than normal weeks just because it's the first video. And I do want to go over not just week one, but a couple of the assignments for the whole class, just so you guys can have them. Sometimes I put those on the welcome video, but this time I was trying to really highlight them, so I put them on this video. As typical every week, I'm going to start with a great quote from an amazing philosopher. Do I know what I'm doing today? No, but I'm here and I'm going to give it my best shot. And that's from Hansel from Zoolander. Really, that's all we can ask of our students, and that's all we can ask of ourselves, is to show up and give it our best effort that day. And our best effort on a Monday may be different than our best effort on a Wednesday. We can only give what we can give each and every day. And our students deserve that. And I know most of us do that all the time. So getting into week one, this is what my announcements look like. Most of this information is also going to be on the week one tab. So I'm going to go quick through the announcement and then pop over into the week one. But we're looking at past tech predictions, which some are crazy, silly, and that's not a surprise. And some are spot on. Maybe we'll make a few predictions, look at some new technologies, and work on your own vision for future ed tech. Here's the content for the week. There's quite a few links. So make sure you set aside some time to go through those. Since there's no textbook for this class, make sure you do set aside time every week to go through the links, whether they're videos, articles, websites, because both your discussion board questions and your assignments really do tie into those. And they're definitely not as dry as a lot of textbooks. So that's a good thing. Your discussion questions, which once again I'll go into, and your assignments for the week after I'm done with this video. I do put it right here. All the links to everything will always be in here, as well as in the weekly posts. So I'm going to pop over to week one just to kind of walk through it. So here's your topics and your learning outcomes. You guys know Blackboard fairly well by now, I'm sure. And here's your tasks. This video will go right there as well. Sometimes before you really dive in, we are so busy. I know it's easy to look over the message, but sometimes we need it. And so this is a great verse that actually, I didn't mean to do this, but it ties in very well to the quote of Zoolander, which is weird. Isaiah, Zoolander, right? Then I heard the voice of the Lord saying, "Whom shall I send, and who will go for us?" And I said, "Here I am, send me." Show up, do your best, right? Very similar. Once again, all the links that you'll need for the content. Actually, this Apple self-driving cars is pretty interesting, right? So make sure you hit the big players box at the bottom. Our discussion forum, which once again, I'll pop over to each of those in a minute. And every week there's a looking ahead. Know that your assignment for this week is about picking out a book and making a Goodreads account. That book you're actually gonna do a paper on at the end of the 8 weeks. So make sure you pick one that you can sustain 8 weeks for. And choose a local educational technology leader you admire and prepare to observe them for your week 2 assignment. So already be thinking of someone that you can observe. And like I said, I'll pop into the assignments here in a minute. So that's a typical week. Let's see our discussion posts. So the first one, based on your own experiences and readings from week 1, share your future predictions for education on the discussion board and respond to 2 of your peers. So really important, not just for the discussions, but for all assignments. Look at the rubric and the criteria. If you're not meeting the criteria, you're not going to get the points that you're trying to get. And I know it's not about getting points. It's about learning. But most of us that are ever in a master's program, we want all the points too. So I know how that works. So make sure you're hitting your initial post by Thursday and you respond to 2 peers by Sunday night. I would actually say get into the habit of doing your first post by Tuesday, which I know is kind of quick, but then you have more time to do responses. And when there's an active discussion board, you're getting a lot more out of the class. That's just fact. So the second one, you're going to introduce yourself, share about your lives, the people you care about, all that kind of good stuff. Some classroom memories. What are your worst? What were your tech moments? Fails there. What were your bests? And then look over the NMC report just pick one category and discuss what stands out to you. So you don't have to do all of them, right? Key trends, significant challenges, developments in education, just pick one category. So those are the 2 posts for week 1. Pretty good stuff, actually. So I'm excited about that. So let's talk about the assignments. If you ever click the links, it's going to pop up the doc. I'm sure you guys know this. Create a Goodreads account, which I just did a couple nights ago. And what you're going to do is go through here, and it's going to tell you exactly what you need to do. And there's your criteria. And so this class is a little bit different, and we're using Goodreads to do some of the interaction on. If you pop into the assignment, I went ahead and made a screencast. I do love me some Screencastify, and go in there, and that walks you through. That was actually me creating my Goodreads account. It may be a little choppy. I had to pause it once or twice, but that is me going in and making an account and joining a group. And this is the link to the group. So you can go through there and see that. And once again, make sure you read all these. And I'm not a big fan of going through and reading your assignment documents word for word, because you guys can read. We're in a master's program. So I just point out highlights. And so make sure you do that. If you have questions, though, reach out to me for sure. So I'm going to close that video there, walks you through the steps. So real quick, I know this is for week 1, but I do want to go over a couple things on each of the assignments. So this is assignment 2. You're going to pick someone and you're going to observe them. The instructions are there. Here is a Google Sheets that I made. Now, in the document, Concordia is great at saying, hey, use Google or Word, Excel, blah, 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 all that kind of good stuff. And you can click this. I will say if you download this and do Excel, it's really clunky and it doesn't work very well. So I would just get used to working in Google. Your life's going to be a lot easier. And to be quite frank, if you're in education, the majority of districts are using Google. And if they're not officially using it, teachers are using it. So this spreadsheet, you can do file, make a copy for yourself. So you can make a copy in your own drive. And it's pretty self-explanatory. But if you need help, definitely reach out to me. Week 3, we're actually, I think, the last cohort that's going to do SketchUp. SketchUp is from Google. And so some people freak out about this assignment and some people love this assignment. So what I would say is start playing around with this right now, week 1. And if you really need help, I can reach out to me and I can help you. Before you reach out, though, what I'm going to say is Google it, right? On YouTube, there's so many videos how to do some basic stuff in 3D Sketch. And I think in future programs, what they're going to do is they're going to move more into programs that connect with some of the basic 3D printers that are out there, because teachers have them. But that's what it's about, is learning things that we can use in the classroom. There's an emerging technology presentation. Once again, everything is right there. This is a little bit interesting because this is the feedback and questions for it that needs to be submitted and also in the discussion area. So that's a little bit different. Another presentation, and then your big book report on the book that you pick week 1 in Goodreads. So make sure you get into Goodreads because that's kind of your culminating project. It's worth 50 points. It's pretty big. Once again, here's the video that can walk you through how to make that. And here's the instructions for week 1. So pop back over to week. Actually, I'm going to pop back into the announcement area, and you can find all the information right there, but you can also get it in the week 1 area. I sign all my posts with a quote from Mr. Rogers because I think he was an amazing human being and probably one of the world's greatest teachers, right? Maybe not a teacher like you or I, but a teacher nonetheless. And he said the best teacher in the world is someone who loves what he or she does and just loves it in front of you. And I love that quote. And I'm not going to unpack it right now, but I just want to end with that. Have a great week 1. Please, if you need anything, reach out to me early instead of waiting until Sunday night. And have a great week. I look forward to meeting all you and calling all you and learning the next 8 weeks with you.